Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is iRunShib, or Shib for short. I appreciate you being here today. Today we're going to discuss the very top level of PvP in Lost Ark. I know there's a lot of newcomers coming into the game. Might have some questions as to the modes of PvP, kind of what to expect and where to go. And we'll touch that top level today, so we're going to call this part 1 of PvP in Lost Ark. Alright, so you hit level 50. You just got through the story. It took you 16 to 20 plus hours, depending on how many side missions you did. And you got to your first major town called Burn. This is where the PvP and PvE action really starts getting going and the game really unlocks for you. If you want to dive straight into PvP, you can do so. So you go over to something like this, a message board here. They call it an arena board, arena entry board. And you go up and just click it to open it up, but you can also go here into the side, into the Coliseum button. There's 3 different modes of standard PvP. You've got Team Deathmatch, which is a 3v3 battler, where you just go in with 3 teams of 3. You can group up with your friends and go in and queue up. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, there's good team comps, etc. We don't have to dive into that. I very rarely do the PvP for free-for-all, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. I feel like it's very underplayed as well. Because the real two modes, in my opinion, are Team Deathmatch and this last one, Last Team Standing. So the Last Team Standing is a mode that is a 1v1v1 battler. So it's like a tag team match in WWE where ultimately I'll fight until I die and then the next person will tag in and the other person that was fighting me is left at the health they currently had at the end of my battle with them. Or if you're me and you're just a savage with the blaster, you go all 3 rounds and you crush everyone. Okay, so now let's talk a bit about ranked. What is ranked? Well, ranked is that Team Deathmatch 3v3 mode, but in a ranked format. So before we show any gameplay for these modes, the first thing I want to show you is the Fighter's Diary. This is something that came in, I believe, with Season 2 of Lost Ark. And it ultimately allows you to pick your build with full skill points and stat points prior to going into a match. So it maxes you out in all these categories, and therefore you could pick how you want to tackle your build and where you want to throw these stat points in prior to the match, and that way everyone's on the same playing field as they fight, right? So it's very fun, very interesting. It allows you to test out these abilities and kind of feel out what's right for you. Trial and error is super key in this game, and finding your flow is very important with each class. So, you know, I've created my build. I throw it on all the skill slots here. I pick one of the 2 ultimates that are allowed, and then I launch into PvPs. Freeze. What was the thought process there, my guy? Bro, there's a chance. If you believe. Oh no. Wow. Get fucking shit on, kids. Fuck, save me! Let's go. 2 clean. Wow, we're savages. Look at that damage! Damn. So before I jump into Last Team Standing, a thing you might hear talked about a lot on Lost Ark when it comes to PvP is 21:9 aspect ratio. What that ultimately does for the game is it's going to shrink the game in and stretch it out so you can see more of the horizontal width of the game. Very important in PvP when you're on a ranged class, especially a long-ranged class, like Blaster, for example. This is something that you'll see mentioned a lot because it truly does provide an advantage in-game. I planned on showing you guys Last Team Standing in 21:9 so you can ultimately see the difference and kind of how it provides an advantage in-game. So you just do so by clicking the escape button here, go to your settings, go to video, and open up Force 21:9 aspect ratio, apply, and just look what happens. So now let's dive into this Last Team Standing. It seems like we are facing a Hawkeye, a Demonic, and a Bard. And we've got, let me see who we are, what side we're on. Hawkeye, Blaster, which is me, 2nd place. And another Hawkeye, Strange. Very good in PvP, Hawkeye. If you guys want more discussion around the classes and what I think and how they perform in PvP and PvE, I have a class-related video talking about all the classes coming into the Western release of Lost Ark, and I also have a video discussing the classes to come. Please check those out as we watch my Hawkeye just either get dumpstered or do work. So demonic versus Hawkeye. The Hawkeye's letting the demonic get on top of his face. There we go. Start making moves a little bit. There it is, baby. Well played. He's gonna finish it here. Let's go. Well done. Ooh, he jumped right into him before. Oh, he got the stun off. Oh man, our Hawkeye might just pull through this whole thing. They're not even gonna need me. Ten seconds left on the clock. Oh, he's about to get the damage caught up. Oh, he dodged it. That W looks like it's gonna go to Rolex on the enemy team. Oh, the comeback! Holy shit, the last second comeback. Oh my god, he pulled that off again. Man, I might only be sniffing the Bard if the Bard does anything here. My Hawkeye might take through all 3 rounds. I guess we watch this happen. Oof. We missed this AoE. Oh, the Bard just barely... Okay, there we go. Alright, well, I don't love that I have to clean it up like this, but... let's finish it up. Oh, man, you just don't love to do it like that, you know? So now we'll play it safe, get our cooldowns back. He's healing a little bit. Interesting. Okay, alright, he ultied up. We're good. You know what? Oh, that bomb's gonna land on his head. Alright, so that was an understanding of the modes you can play in PvP. The last thing I want to touch on is just a general understanding of what to look out for as you're playing PvP. And this is stuff I'm really going to dive into more on part 2 when we get to that. But for now, some key things you want to keep your eye out for when you're watching PvP gameplay that might help you improve. And that is when to use dodge roll, when to use stand, which is an ability you get by hitting the dodge roll button. When you're knocked down, you'll stand, ultimately getting rid of that CC moment. And when to bait and how to bait out abilities and cooldowns for each class. That's the meat and potatoes of the game, and that's when you start to perfect those aspects of the game is when you can really start to elevate your gameplay, and hopefully you'll get to that esports pro level game type of gameplay you want to get at, right? So this game is so balanced and so well done in the PvP front that it actually has an esports scene in both Korea and Russia, and I'm assuming Japan as well, although I haven't watched much of the Japan esports, but it's a beautiful game. It is a lot of fun. The 3v3 ranked mode is exactly what you want it to be. So yeah, I appreciate all you guys being in here today talking about PvP. We'll dive into some more of the intense aspects of the PvP in future videos, and we'll also get into PvE, which is some of my favorite content in the whole game. With that, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Please go to my Linktree, follow my stuff, you know, subscribe to the YouTube, follow Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Twitch, I stream there every week, multiple times a week. So thank you so much for being here, and love you guys.